All right, we're recording.
Okay.
I know you're scared to get your own inspection sticker, but
It's hard to do.
it's very awkward because most things that you want to like buy or acquire or services that you need from a person are very easy and streamlined,
Yeah.
except for
Car stuff. Whoa.
anything to
Oh.
do with cars. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it sucks. And it's also like a very misogynistic experience every time. Like when we went into AutoZone the other day, the people that like helped us out were like pretty nice, but something that I noticed right away that I didn't say to you at the time because we were focused on fixing my car, but we were like going in there to look for some shit and we didn't really know what we were looking for. And we walked in the door and the counter is directly on our right and there's two men working at the counter. And you walked in front of me and you took like 3 steps inside the door and then started Googling something on your phone, like visibly didn't know what you wanted to buy, and nobody said anything to you. They didn't come over to you immediately and jump down your throat and say, "Hi, ma'am, do you know what you're looking for? What do you need? Can I help you?" and follow you around the store. Like me, every time I go to Lowe's or Home Depot or AutoZone or any man store, where apparently I look like a dumb idiot just for breathing in the space. Like, I can go there and literally go up to a shelf looking specifically for what I need, be holding it in my hands, like, fully immersed in my transaction, and they'll come over and ask me if I need help. But you were standing there visibly, like, looking things up, and they weren't saying anything to you.
Right. It's a mix between them assuming that I have knowledge that I don't, and them assuming that I'll probably just be an asshole if they try to talk to me. And be like, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing.
The latter could be true.
It's probably, maybe both. Probably both.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what, anytime someone talks to me in a store and I don't know, like if I can't find something, I always lie and I'm like, no, I don't need it. Help.
Same. Yeah.
Unless I'm like really stressed out. Anyway, but yeah, no, that's fucking stupid and awkward and a good reason to feel apprehensive about doing car repairs.
It just sucks. I've put out a feelers recently, like the end of last year, asking everyone I knew if anyone knew any women or queer mechanics. And I found one, but they're in Franklin, Mass, and they don't own their own shop. They like work at a shop.
It's pretty far.
It is too far for if my car's broken down, but it was a good name to have, and I keep that in the back of my mind in case like an emergency happens or I move to Franklin. But
shout out to that person.
Yeah, shout out to that person whose name I don't remember right now. But if
but
anybody,
we'll find it when we need it.
Yeah. But I know which friend recommended it, so I can find it again.
There we go.
But if anybody knows a woman or queer mechanic on the South Shore, or even like a Jiffy Lube where women work, please tell me. I know one of them.
Yeah, we need all locations in Mass.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Seriously, there should be like a map.
That would be funny.
It would be so helpful.
You know how there's Facebook groups for women to discuss different women's issues and subjects regarding their local area?
Yeah.
Imagine if there was just one for mechanics.
That would be cool. I wonder if I could post in one of those groups and find a mechanic. That's actually a really interesting idea.
I bet that would be the only place I could think of where that you could find information like that.
Yeah.
So, State of the Union. How's the how have the episodes been recently for you?
They've been good. We've been doing a lot of scripts, which is a new format for us.
They're a little exhausting, honestly. They're a little hard to do.
Have we meta'd on scripts yet?
Have we meta'd?
Yeah.
No, not really. Just while recording, we've talked about it and shit, but we haven't like really like, because for anybody, I'm taking my jacket off while driving, which is, you know,
You've done worse.
Which is a decision.
Do you need? Are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Oh my god.
All right, here. Take my right sleeve.
Okay.
And just pull it off my arm.
Don't wiggle. Okay.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
Now, can you pull my jacket out from behind me?
Should we just turn the heat off? We could do that.
No, actually, I prefer this. I like the heat. The heat should stay on, and my jacket should be off.
Well, now I feel kind of sweaty.
Then
I didn't change my clothes. For you. I have to change.
You love to change your clothes after work.
Yeah, I don't. This is like maybe a me problem specifically, but at the end of every day that I am out of the house, my armpits are so sweaty from just like social anxiety that I want to change into clothes because I don't want to be wearing a sweaty shirt.
Yeah. You ever just
Did you just say ugh?
No, I went It was a
you went ugh. don't know about that.
No.
I almost let it go, and then it was like a second too long, and I was like, no, I'm circling back to that.
Well, I wasn't saying about you. I said that imagining myself experiencing that.
So you were saying,
Well,
you told a little lie.
I tell lies every second of every fucking day. Just kidding. I'm constantly in a state of dishonesty and deception.
You know what I did recently? That's like, it's honestly kind of very funny of me. This was when I went to the Nutcracker with a bunch of my friends from work.
Yeah.
I got super, super drunk, and I told everybody that sometimes I tell lies, but I was lying.
Wow.
And they were all just like, oh, okay, I love that for you.
Yeah.
But it was like coworkers, so it planted like a weird seed. And I was thinking about it recently because I was just like, I just remembered that I said that, and I was like, that's so funny. Like, I love her. Luckily, I was talking to some people that I'm friends with in my office, so it like completely was fine.
Right.
But they were also drunk, but yeah.
Oh man, I envy the fun and the social landscape of people like in offices and stuff. Like it does seem, especially if you're in a field that you want to be in,
yeah,
versus like somebody who is working like a temp job at like an insurance place. No shade to those people, but that obviously sucks for that person probably.
Yeah.
But if you're in a field that you want to be in, you're probably around like-minded individuals, and it's probably nice, you know.
It is when everybody is like. I think the thing about office lifestyle is that everybody has a good time if everybody keeps in perspective that it's just work. But if someone starts getting really pissy about like emails or like formatting on like a flyer or something, and they're like treating you like it's the end of the world, it's so bad.
So bad.
But I happen to work in an environment where everybody is really nice and I love all of them, so I'm very lucky.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, it seems nice because I think my work experience is the complete opposite and has been. And even when I was working a job where I had a lot of coworkers that I saw every single day and a like semi-office situation, it was a landscape of just awful people.
Yeah.
Just like the most degenerate psychopathic people I've ever worked with. It's like, and I'm talking about addiction treatment, obviously, but it's kind of funny because it's like, you know how when you work a terrible construction job or a horrible kitchen job, it can be expected that you and everybody you work with are psychos with like neck tattoos and like, you know, drugs or I don't know, you know, that's like the vibe. Yeah. When you work in addiction treatment, unless you're like a literal doctor, it's the exact same vibe as construction and kitchens, except everyone's lying.
That's a lot.
Like everyone's pretending they're not that person, which there's nothing wrong with being that person. But when there's
tension.
Yeah, but when you have like a complex about not being that person, you're like, I'm a stand-up guy. I'm a nice guy now. Ah, it's kind of like, do you remember that Tim Robinson sketch from fucking whatever his show was called?
I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah, where he won't hold the baby because he used to be a piece of shit. Remember that?
Wait.
It's like, no, I can't hold that baby. I used to be a total piece of shit.
Wait, I forgot about that.
That's what people in addiction treatment are like to me. It's that character.
Oh my god.
And it cuts to him just eating hot dogs in a restaurant, dumping water all over the hot dogs, wearing a popped collar shirt.
There were a lot of hot dog scenes in I Think You Should Leave.
That's true. Hot dogs are
really
a bit of a motif.
leaned on hot dogs, yeah.
That's an interesting observation.
Wow, that's weird.
That show is so polarizing. Like, people either think that is the funniest show in the world, or they think it is horrible.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I hated it. Didn't watch it for like a year. Watched it again randomly, and thought it was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen.
I think it's the pacing. Like, it's kind of, Eric Andre has that same effect on me.
Right.
Like the Eric Andre show. I don't know about his stand-up or anything, but I think it's funny in short doses. But if you watch too much of it in a row, it's like, it's too,
It's a little bit too doo-doo fart jokes, maybe.
That too,
Like
yeah.
it's like a little bit of teenage boyish humor.
That too, maybe that with Eric Andre a little more than Tim Robinson, but maybe
Right.
both. But I think it's just the fact that there's so much yelling, like yelling, extremely fast paced. Like it's funny when it's jarring, but when you've been watching it too long, it's not jarring anymore, and it's just annoying.
Right.
So you have to watch like an episode and then go, that was nice.
Dude, I miss the Eric Andre days.
Yeah.
He was like such a fucking like staple of like the 2010s or something.
You know what I feel like happened? He did that one stand-up thing for Netflix where he just made a bunch of poop jokes and he just fell off. It was an irreversible drop off.
That fucking special killed his career.
You can't make poop jokes. You can't make poop jokes. You just can't.
I've said this on the podcast before, but I think that like comedy, there's like level, like, you know, what's that type of like a graph where there's the y-axis and the x-axis or something?
Yeah.
Not a cross one. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But basically,
wait, what graph?
Well, like a graph where
it's like a square with 4 regions?
No, not that one. Where it's just an L.
An L.
Yeah.
Oh, like a line chart?
A line chart. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Where like the vertical one is is controversial subject matter. Like 0 is the least controversial shit.
Okay.
And which means that it's the most accessible to bad comedians.
Okay.
Like if you're a terrible comedian, that's where you live, is levels 0 and 1, where the easiest stuff ever.
Yeah.
The better the comedian you are, the more safely, tactfully, and skillfully you can tackle insanely difficult and controversial subject matter. But if you suck and you reach to that high level, that's when you become absolutely egregiously canceled and hated. And you're like just an idiot and a dumbass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus there are comedians that only talk about insanely controversial stuff, but they're good enough to.
Yeah. Like
that special made, I think, everybody realize that special was level 0. It was a comedian it was a high level comedian who's very skilled and experienced at performing and writing and shit.
Doing extremely low effort
Doing
comedy.
The stupidest fucking shit you've ever heard.
Yeah, bad review.
Also, I don't know if I was just reading into it too much, but I remember thinking that I was like, he's like, must be shit-faced in this. Like, he was covered in sweat, incoherent. And like, it just made I don't know. It made no sense. It was the weirdest special ever.
I think I only watched like a little bit of it, to be honest. I have like a trigger reaction when I hear poop jokes. I have zero tolerance for them for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have any tolerance for them. They're like
no, it's a little bit irrational. Like they like make me irate. I hear one and I'm like, wow, I like angry.
Isn't it funny? Like we're discussing like 2010s avant-garde comedy, which is like the backbone of that entire era of comedy was Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
And on top of that rose Eric Andre, and into the 2020s, Tim Robinson. But it's like, isn't it funny that like Eric Andre feels so dated now and almost forgotten? Tim Robinson's very relevant, but he doesn't really feel like he's part of the same time period. But Tim and Eric are just like infinite. Like they will never belong to a time period.
Yeah.
Like they're just like you know how like when a new format comes out, like a completely new, brand new fucking thing happens. Like no matter who does it good or whatever new people come out, people will always remember that first person. Like OG. Like that's Tim and Eric for that super just fucking weird internet like lo-fi comedy.
They're also like agelessly funny. Like if they wanted to pick up the Tim and Eric shtick when they're in their like 80s, it would be funny as fuck.
It would be even funnier.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what else is interesting too, now that you mention it? I feel like the default like TikTok humor, unless I'm just niched down, maybe that's part of what's going on. Maybe that's just my For You page, but I feel like when people make TikTok comedy content and like sketches and stuff, it is like a weird like third generation Eric Andre, Tim and Eric style kind of content that I see online all the time.
100%. Yeah, it's so crazy, man. Like TikTok and Instagram. I've been reflecting on this recently, and it's funny you say that because TikTok and Instagram Reels and any other reel based thing is literally the answer to the entire to the desires of all living and dead content creators. Like every person that was on YouTube in like 2009 screaming into a camera trying to like act fucking crazy and funny to get views.
Yeah.
Like all of those people are gone. But literally like a decade later, the absolute perfect thing. The only good way to be that guy exists now.
Yeah.
You know? Like rest in peace to the creators of yesteryear that just aren't doing it anymore. And I don't know. Because I've been reflecting on something recently because I've been putting out little like mini songs and stuff on Instagram and TikTok, and people really like them. But I've been trying to have moments of gratitude because I have realized that I spent the majority of years writing songs where if I was writing something, it was not going to have an audience for weeks or months.
Yeah.
Like it was going to be a while before even like a friend heard it or something. Not because I cared so much to hone it and like, oh, I need to make sure it's ready. But because what am I going to do? We would just stand up on a table in a restaurant and play it for a bunch of like unsuspecting people. Like there's no like instant feedback to that at all. And now randomly the internet is just designed for people to just only put out short format content daily.
Yeah.
That's just what the internet wants us to do. And I also happen to randomly learn how to quickly and betterly produce music.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a perfect moment for me right now, I think.
That's pretty cool. That's exciting. Speaking of which, do you have an announcement to make?
What is it?
I don't know.
What is the announcement? Oh, have I not talked about the new album on the podcast?
No.
I actually haven't. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, no, I was, as I mentioned many times, you know, throughout the Vocaloid stuff, the synthy stuff, and a lot of electronic music I'm making, it is all culminated into a 21 song album coming out March 22nd. It feels, all of the songs feel so old now, but they're all still very extremely current and new and what I want to be making. And they're all very avant-garde and weird and electronic.
They're really fun.
But they maintain a steadfast pop structure. So I think they're very listenable and fun and exciting, but fresh, you know, because I'm not an avant-garde musician in the sense that my music, you know, it contains lyrics and instruments and verses and choruses and bridges. I consider avant-garde music that does not have those elements. So that's not what I am doing. It is ultimately pop music in my mind, you know.
But it is very outside of what you've made before. Right,
like it's not folk music at all. And yeah, it's probably like it's like gritty indie pop. But not dream pop.
Even that though,
no dreaminess.
I don't know that is, I mean, technically, I guess.
Yeah.
But
the way I described it is like Insane Clown Posse fused with mindless self-indulgence fused with Elliott Smith.
Yeah.
That's how I put it. Because it's got an indie rock sensibility. It's guitar centric, but it's also like rap metal, 8-bit, wacky art rock.
Yeah.
So art rock, the forgotten genre of the 70s and 80s.
Even that though, like the term art rock doesn't, I don't know, like indie pop and art rock and whatever, those terms don't feel like they are, like the music that you made isn't what comes to mind, or those terms don't come to mind when I think about what you made.
Yeah, rock isn't really a part of it.
I wish if mindless self-indulgence were a genre, it would be that.
Well, a lot of people have called that electropunk, but it's such a niche genre that, like, if you were, like, when you do genre tags on, like, Bandcamp and Spotify and stuff, which, like, They don't let you type them in. You have to like kind of type it and then select what they have programmed in.
So it's not one of them.
Electropunk isn't even in that for most platforms like that. So, like,
It's
you know who I've been thinking about a lot is Oliver Tree. There's a musician that I really like. Like, what genre is he? Like, if you had to say, like he's not exclusively
like
a rapper. Chillwave?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, I think what he does is interesting because it's almost completely electronic. It features some hip hop elements. It's not rock and roll. It's not punk.
Yeah.
Like, it's like pop singer songwriter indie. But it's also not indie in the way that like Arcade Fire or some shit is indie. That stuff's like ambient indie. Like, if anything, in my mind, that stuff is a subgenre.
Arcade Fire?
Arcade Fire, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't think that it's a subgenre. I just think it's a dated genre.
Yeah, like, that's what indie rock sounded like in 2012 to like 2018.
Yeah.
That was the moment, was like ambient Pompadour Telecaster indie rock with like disco drums.
It's like broad-rimmed hat, infinity scarf. I'm a photography student in Brooklyn music.
Wow. Well, yeah, it depends on the year, I guess. Because if we go back to like 2002 and we do like unicycle riding, like mustache, went to clown school, those people are listening to like Tegan and Sarah and like
what? What?
Like Art Kid from like early 2000s.
Tegan and Sarah?
Yeah, Tegan and Sarah are old as fuck, dude.
2006 Clown School Unicycle Kid?
Tegan and Sarah.
I disagree.
Tegan and Sarah. What else? Fucking like Mika. You ever heard Mika?
No.
Like, I can be proud, I can be
proud. Oh, yeah.
That fucking guy. Whatever. Or what's that one you brought up the other day that I hadn't thought about in a million years? Hall and Oates. But it's not Hall and Oates.
Garfunkel and Oates.
Garfunkel and Oates, right?
Yeah. It's the twee.
Wow.
I used to love them.
Indie twee. Where is the intersection of indie twee and indie sleaze? Is indie sleaze just like the sexy version of twee?
Indie sleaze is like the alcoholic friend of indie twee.
Like, it's sexy and fun and hot and has fishnets.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily always sexy.
You mean it's not always sexy in the sense that it's kind of bad and dangerous?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I think some of indie sleaze is like indie twee makes me think of like, maybe Tegan and Sarah wouldn't fit in that exactly, but that's more like, if we're talking like 2010s, it's probably like indie core, like maybe mustache girls, like little hats, like dressing like you're in Fantastic Mr. Fox kind of aesthetic.
Okay.
Versus, and I'm picturing a very specific Instagram filter as I say this too. It's like an orangey one, you know, like the orangey washed out one. And then indie sleaze is more like flash and then the fade filter, like smudgy makeup, like maybe Arctic Monkeys, even though it's technically not the same genre, but it's also, you're posting pictures of your Arctic Monkeys vinyl.
Because let me say this, though. I think that there is a bit of a discrepancy, or a kind of, I think that a lot of people misuse indie sleaze and indie twee in a way, because when me and you talk about indie sleaze and stuff, and from our own lives, we're referring to the Tumblr days.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't think a lot of people realize is that was nostalgia during the Tumblr days.
Yeah.
Like, when the Tumblr kids were doing indie twee, indie sleaze shit, it was emulating and inspired by Y2K, like predating the word hipster.
Yeah.
In popular lexicon. Obviously, the word hipster has been around since like the 1910s, but I'm referring to like this was like eons before man bun, beard, brewery, designer beard oil.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm talking like literally like Elliott Smith days. I'm struggling to find the fucking correct like type of people, but there's kind of a forgotten generation of like indie like indie, like the type of people that would have been listening to the Strokes or the Kooks,
Black Keys.
the Black, yeah, whatever. Black Keys, sure, they can be included. That like when those bands were like like very new, like freshly signed supporting acts on tours. Like when those bands were a new generation of bands, those like 2007 in their mid to late 20s doing art shit. Like that's a world that's like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a forgotten little moment in fashion and music and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what we're even saying right now.
I can't speak to that very much because I don't have any older cousins, and I was 10 and homeschooled at that time. Well, so I think I missed that moment.
I fucking wasn't there either. I was like, how old was I? Like, I was literally like 9 in 2005.
You said 2007.
Well, I mean, at that point...
And you were 12.
Yeah, but I didn't know fucking anything about what was going on back then. I was like smoking pot and playing Xbox and skateboarding. I didn't fucking know anything about anything. I mean, so I guess like from me knowing about that, I know about that stuff and those movements and that era simply because of music that I've listened to over the years.
Yeah.
And just being interested in like, oh, what was that like when that was happening? Not like I was fucking there.
Well, I know.
Or no, I don't really know a lot of people. The older kids when I was a kid were all like juggalos and rap, hip hop nerds.
Interesting.
That was like the older cool kids that sold me weed. So good times, man. Man, the meaning of being a juggalo has changed so much.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because it's like a degenerate drug addict version of being a furry.
Huh.
Isn't it? Like, am I wrong?
That's a strong take, but
like being a furry is like in our world normal. Like it's just totally normal to find out someone's a furry.
Yeah.
But like
that's something that's changed a lot too.
It's a little classy. Like it's like not, it's dignified.
Yeah.
But being a juggalo is like,
that's something that's changed too, though. I feel like maybe like even 5 years ago, people gave furries a much harder time. And everyone just collectively decided to let them like live, I guess.
The society at large owes furries an apology.
Society at large probably still hasn't like accepted furries, probably, but I feel like the alt community decided to just let it go.
Yeah, I mean that's because they're just a massively misunderstood group of people. They're just like chilling, doing their thing, drawing cool pictures, and wearing costumes.
Yeah.
Like everybody, fuck off and leave them alone.
True.
But juggalos, on the other hand, were a little more like. See, what's interesting? What the difference between juggalos and furries is that there isn't. While there are furry bands, there isn't any central figure that incited the furry fandom. Like the furry fandom is much more powerful in the sense that it happened just fucking because. Like I'm sure there's some weirdo video essayist out there that could explain the true like fucking like genesis birth of the furry movement.
Yeah.
But it's not like juggalo shit where it's literally is a direct fandom of a group already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where it's a little,
I feel like it's difficult to point out ways in which they're similar more than it is ways that they're different.
Well, I think it's similar in the sense that juggaloism is centered around eccentric, unacceptable costumes.
Yeah.
Wild, made-up mythology, fandom, backstories, making a character, having a juggalo persona, and making your own clown makeup that goes with that persona, being obsessed with the lore of all the ICP albums and backstories, and knowing literally everything about every DJ and producer and psychopathic, every artist they've ever signed, going to the gathering of the juggalos every year.
Wow.
Like, it's honestly really not that different.
Huh.
I think furry, like, I honestly think the biggest difference is that the furry movement is an unstoppable, like, behemoth force.
Yeah.
Versus the juggalo movement is, like, a kind of a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Like, it still exists. Like, the bands are still there and the festivals still happen, but they're not even close to what they were in like the 90s or early 2000s.
It's not the same fervor.
Right, yeah. It's kind of like, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion, but I feel like there's like some massive parallels.
Yeah.
And
I buy it. That's a good thesis.
They're like not that different.
What's another do you want to play the hot takes game?
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. I have to think of one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can talk while I'm thinking of one.
Okay. A hot you want me to just spit a hot take? I don't understand the hate of jorts. All of a sudden, everybody fucking hates jorts.
What the fuck? What year are you in?
Jean shorts.
People wear jorts?
No, young people hate jorts. Nobody's rocking jorts, dude. It's only weird, lame old people that wear jorts.
Well, what do you mean by when you say jorts? Are you talking about the ones that look like cargo pants, but they're denim?
No, jean shorts.
Yeah, I know.
Cut off jean shorts or fucking stock made hemmed jean shorts. Cutoffs are like acceptable to some people, but anything else, like the only acceptable version potentially is like raggedy, cool looking cutoffs.
Yeah.
I made that part up. That's just what I think. But anything else, everyone's out on denim shorts.
I don't know if that's true.
Are you sure? I mean, at least in...
There's a lot of different kinds of denim shorts.
In skate culture and on TikTok, nobody's rocking jean jorts no more. They're gone.
Well, what do you mean when you're saying jorts? Like, what kind of jorts are you referring to? Because there's many different styles of jorts.
All of them.
I don't think that all of them
are
out.
Some, so it's hierarchical. There are some that are worse than others.
You know which ones are gone that I honestly really miss, but I don't think they're going to make a comeback for a really long time? Skinny jean jorts.
Oh, those are gone.
Yeah, dead.
Gone.
Dead in the ground.
Never coming back. You know what
They could come back. Yeah. Skinny jeans will eventually make a comeback inevitably.
You know what I think is like the worst kind of men's pants, even though it looks good on a lot of men?
What?
I just think it's just the most, like, it just should be left in the past.
What?
Are like skin tight like men capris. It's like a 2009 metalcore look.
What the fuck?
You never seen that? Where they're like super... It's like a...
Denim ones?
Usually black. Usually black pants.
Skin tight... What's the rest of the outfit look like?
I mean, anything. Probably a equally tight black shirt with like a metal easy core, like 4 year strong fucking shirt, giant gauges.
Okay, I think I get what you mean.
Or if they're a normie, they might just be wearing like a like a wide neck, like baggy t-shirt because they're like artsy, but they're a normie.
Yeah, yep, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Actually, now that I think about it, the tight capris wouldn't be a metalcore thing. That would just be tight cutoffs.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing, the skinny jean jorts.
Yeah,
like cut at your knee.
Those are gone.
Cut at the knee.
Those can never come back.
Yeah.
They're canceled forever. The only shorts that are in, I think, like if we're talking about like superficial fashion standards, are just fucking gigantic, ridiculous Y2K shorts.
Yeah.
That like go way past your knee. Or teeny tiny boxer shorts.
Yeah.
Like gym bro shorts.
Yeah.
Like where we're seeing like most of your thigh. Those are big in.
Exactly. Both of those are jorts. That's what I was saying to you.
No. Jorts. When I'm talking about jorts, I'm talking about blue jean shorts. Those are gone.
You're not being specific enough.
So the metalcore things and the artistic normie from 2013,
yeah,
those have been gone.
Yeah, it's true.
Since then. But now, the most recent victim is jorts.
But when you're saying jorts, that's an umbrella term.
What the fuck?
You're talking about a bunch of different articles of clothing, and some of them are out and some of them are not out.
Which ones do you think are not out?
Baggy blue jean shorts that are Y2K looking, like the big baggy ones, are not out.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
So I don't know what blue jean shorts you're referring to.
Like standard ones that are not oversized clown pants.
Are you talking about just like
A normal pair of shorts.
made of denim?
Yes.
Are we talking about men's clothes?
Yes.
When were those ever in?
What? Did you think I was talking about women's clothes this whole time?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know when those were
When
ever
were they
trendy.
ever in?
Regular denim shorts?
All right. I guess I'll just go fuck
Are we at Old Navy?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we are.
I don't think
a little
anything's changed.
bit. All right.
The
Whatever.
only thing that has died is those skinny jean shorts because skinny jeans are out. And it's so...
Like, I don't even have a big problem with skinny jeans. I just remember the evil associated with people who wore that. Not because it was like lame or a dumb style, just because I knew so many fucking asshole piece of shit people that dress like that.
wore skinny jean shorts?
I just was traumatized by early 2010s metalcore.
Oh. That's not what it makes me think of.
Horrible era.
Everybody had a pair of skinny jean shorts because you would wear the same pair of skinny jeans for the whole winter. You'd have like 3 pairs that looked exactly the same, and then you'd rip the knees out of them, obviously, because it was 2016 or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
And then summertime would come and you'd have no shorts, and nobody wanted to buy shorts at Old Navy, so you just rip the bottoms off your pants. Everybody wore those. Like the frayed black skinny jeans that just cut off at your knee. Exactly where your knee hole was.
Yeah. You know what's another dead archetype that's like sad? Because it's from my era and yours, I guess. Yeah, yours too. Straight up, just green jacket girl. She's gone. She's never coming back. Black leggings, sweater, green army jacket. Doc's or Tom's.
Yeah.
She's gone. She went home. Do you
With the
remember
side
that?
braid exclusively. What the fuck do you mean do I remember that?
You weren't saying anything, so I thought maybe you were going to be like, oh, no, I don't know about that.
No, I was a green jacket girl. I remember that.
Yeah, you're a green jacket girl in your heart still.
Yeah, I was gonna argue with you, but nobody wears that anymore.
Yeah, it's a style from when we were in high school. That's just
I do think that
Not a
that
thing,
could
really.
also make a comeback though, because it was such an iconic look. Like people make jokes about that, like Katniss Everdeen aesthetic, to the point where
Yeah.
it is so iconic that it's becoming a canon, which means it'll probably come back in like 10 years.
oh, I'm sure it'll be hilarious and very clever to pull out a green jacket girl look for like you know who's going to be doing green jacket girl looks and it's going to be funny is like people born in like 2015.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe Baby Reed will date a green jacket girl someday.
Oh, little Rito.
What do you think his like teenage aesthetic will be? That's funny to think about.
I mean, I guess I can't predict the future of children's clothing, but if I had to guess, he's probably gonna like be wearing like just like little like baby pants, Minecraft t-shirt, and for some reason I've always imagined that he'll have glasses.
As a teenager?
No, when he's like a little kid.
I said teenager.
Oh, I didn't even
Like
hear
you
that.
just think he's gonna be a loser?
Yeah, he's gonna be
Dressed like a
fucking
baby.
clown. I have no idea.
I wonder if he'll be alternative, because his parents both are.
I doubt it. I think usually when someone, so you know, I have maybe another hot take about this, but I think that when you have alt parents, you only become alt too if your family is rich. But if your parents are alt and you're middle class or under, then you don't become alt. You become normal.
I don't agree with that.
Really?
No.
Why?
What the fuck?
I just think I think that like when you have like alt cool tattoo parents and you're rich, that means they're like probably like I don't know, gonna like try to like I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean,
I just feel like that's a
maybe it
thing.
depends on the kind of alt.
Like if your parents are alt and life sucks and you hate them, why would you become alt? But if your parents are alt and you get everything you want and life is great, you might like be like them and be alt.
Well, the thing is, there's not just alt and not alt. I feel like when you have alt parents, you're gonna be an alternative adult. Maybe an alternative teen and not an alternative adult, but at least at some point you will be alt because that's what you know, but you probably will pick a different genre. Like maybe if you had goth parents growing up, you'll be pop punk in high school. You know what I mean? But none of those kids just like suddenly become like normal. I feel bad saying normal. It feels like I'm saying something bad, but I'm not really. We're talking about subgenres, but
What is normal now? Because normal people have septum rings and tattoos now. There's that's like a totally chill normie, like Taylor Swift fan aesthetic.
Septum rings and tattoos.
Yeah, you have some like like black and gray flower armband sleeve tattoo.
That's
Uh,
still alt.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the needle moved a little bit.
It definitely has moved since we were like little kids, but it's still alt for sure. There's still a lot of people that like I interact with on a daily basis that have like no tattoos and would never get one.
That's true. The tattoos don't make or break it though. You can be tattooless and still have the vibe.
I feel like if you're talking about like a random sample of just a random American, they probably are going to be in the bucket of like tattoos are cool, but I would never get one because it's too big of a decision. Like I don't know what I would ever want on my body forever.
But that means we would be defining alt as having tattoos and not having tattoos. And I don't know if I'm down with that.
Why does it mean that? You asked what normal is. I feel like there's way more people that are like not alt than there are that are.
I was merely saying my original point was that I think as trends come and go, edginess wears off.
Yeah.
Right? Like it becomes softer and more acceptable. Like kind of like in this fucking like early 20th century, it was like absolutely mental to have tattoos.
Yeah.
Like completely taboo.
Oh yeah, tattoos aren't inherently edgy anymore. If that's what you mean.
Well, yeah, after 100 fucking years or so, they've become completely socially acceptable in most walks of life. You know what I mean?
That I disagree with though.
Like maybe if you were like working at like a corporate, you were like a lawyer for a corporate bank, you probably can't have like a fucking neck tattoo of a dragon. But like most other things, you know, I feel like it just doesn't matter if you have tattoos. Obviously, assuming that they're appropriate tattoos that don't have any kind of negative message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they're just cool pictures, not like something crazy, like guns
I just don't know if,
or whatever.
like, I agree with that, and I think interpersonally, I think that that's true, but I don't think that like, I've had experiences, maybe this is because I've worked mostly in offices and stuff, but I still get questions like that a lot of like, are you going to get a tattoo in some place where you can't cover it? Do people know that you're inked? Like, people are fucking weird about it still.
Fair enough. I mean, you would know, I guess, because you have a lot more prominent tattoos than I do. So, fair enough.
Mine are all hideable, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I think it does depend though. Like, it is very normal for somebody who isn't like doesn't consider themselves alt at all to have like tattoos of their kids' names or something. Like there is a version of it that is very different than what it was at one point.
Right.
You're not wrong. But
yeah.
I would say that the average person is probably like, I don't know, I think even like unnaturally colored hair is out right now.
Yeah, but I feel like that's something, I think that tattoos are more acceptable than unconventional hair colors, honestly. Like, I think you're more likely to get a stuffy conservative job at an office if you have tattoos than if you have pink hair.
That's true, and that's so weird.
Yeah.
You know what else? I'll even niche that down. I think the color, it matters too. I think that you could get away with it with pink hair, but never green.
Yeah, green, blue hair also has a very negative connotation in like internet culture. Like blue hair is like cursed hair at this point. It's like the name Karen.
You think so?
I mean, it's literally an expression online that loser assholes use where they're like, oh, you're just a blue hair fucking blah, blah, blah. Like conservative people say that.
Mm.
Like blue hair is like this easy, stupid insult that those guys use.
So you're not saying, you're saying it's like an archetype, not that it is akin to being a Karen?
Those guys think that it's a Karen archetype.
Oh, gotcha.
So.
Yeah,
anyway,
but fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. That's true. Blue hair looks cool. Shout out to our blue-haired homies.
I really wish that I could do green hair. Green is my favorite color, but
that's the only
I think...
Yeah. That's the only one I've ever done.
Green? Oh, yeah.
Yep. And it was I hated it so fucking much.
It looked cool. I saw a picture of it.
I will, I think if anything, I would bleach my hair and just have fucking crazy fried bleach hair.
You know what'd be so
That
funny
looks
about that?
sick.
You know what'd be so funny about that is I know you wouldn't touch up your roots and you'd have Guy Fieri hair and you would love
that'd
it.
be sick.
It would be sick. When you decide to cut your hair, or actually you could bleach all of it, but that'd be crazy. But when you decide to cut your hair, please let me bleach it. It'd be so fun.
Can I make a fucking insane hot take
Okay,
about Guy Fieri?
sure.
And I mean this with all love and no disrespect to anybody. But we might even have to cut this out.
What? What the fuck are you about to say?
Is it possible that Guy Fieri is only a meme because of fat phobia? Like, if Guy Fieri was like 6'5" and jacked and looked exactly the same, would he be a meme? Like, are people laughing at him simply because he's like a jolly big guy? Because I kind of feel like they are. Versus if he was a total like Chad badass dude, maybe everyone would have just accepted his eccentric style.
First of all, I can't believe you just said Chad. But second of all,
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes you just like use internet buzzwords, and I'm just like, oh my god, like why are you saying that? The media you consume on a daily basis is far different from what I consume, I think.
All right.
But anyway,
But I mean, tell me I'm
that's
wrong.
a hot take for sure. I think that they're like. I think that it's a good perspective to consider.
It's like the stupidest fucking thing.
I think he would still be a meme.
That's true.
He might even be more of a meme if he was like 6 feet tall and jacked and
like
had the
a
same hair.
bodybuilder.
He was like the Flavortown guy.
That would be fucking hilarious, dude. Anyway,
I don't think it's fat phobia. I don't think that he doesn't experience that though.
Right.
He probably does, but I don't think that is the sole reason why Guy Fieri is a weird guy, or people act like he is.
You know
I think it's the whole Flavortown thing.
It's the Flavortown, yeah.
And the hair, the like insistence on the early 2000s aesthetic.
Dude, he looks fucking sick as fuck.
He kind of does.
Nobody can ever take that away from him.
The only thing that I would change is the button-down shorts, but it's kind of a token.
No, I mean, I think he's swagged out. Like, I think he looks exactly the way he's supposed to look. Like, everything's working he probably wears giant oversized shorts. I don't know I don't know what his pants and shoe game is looking like.
Yeah, I only have seen him from the shoulders up.
Yeah, all I know is his shirt and hairstyle and sunglasses and his beard also.
Yeah.
And that's all working great. If he was, all right, imagine this. Guy Fieri, skin tight jeans.
Imagine if he already wears them.
I would imagine he's just a dude that wears shorts every day.
He could be a bleached skinny jeans guy. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, get a full body pic of Guy Fieri. I need
Google
to know,
Guy Fieri legs.
Yeah, we need to know what he's doing with his pants.
Oh, I thought we were going to Target for a second.
It's probably closing soon.
You know what's really funny? I had like a culture moment recently.
Okay.
I was talking to all my friends from the city, and they were like, "Yeah, if we're taking turns." Or I mean, I'm not because I live on the South Shore, but they were taking turns or talking about taking turns hosting us for like drinks at each other's apartments.
Yep.
And they were like, "Yeah, you can come to my apartment. I live in this area, whatever." And it was really cute. And I was like, "Well, if you guys want to come down to the South Shore, we can drive around in my car for 6 hours and maybe go to Target twice in the same day." And they were like, "That sounds awesome. I never get to go to Target. It's so hard to go to a Target in the city. Please, can we do that? I'm really in." And I was like, "Are you serious?" Okay.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? You know what I've heard from some southern friends I have?
Yeah.
Is that it's really common and southern, like, small town vibes to just drive around and hang out in the church parking lot. To just, like, park at the church and chill in your car with your friends.
That makes sense. He wears jeans.
Really? Let me look.
Like regular long jeans.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What about shoes? What kind of shoes does Guy Fieri wear? What are you guessing? I'm honestly...
I'm having bad connection right now.
I want to guess that he wears like some absolutely crazy, freaky, chunky, colorful shoes that no one's ever seen before. But I'm gonna take a safe bet and say he's definitely just wearing Converse or standard Vans.
Guy Fieri loves UFU shoes.
UFU? Are those like the boomer hippie shoes?
They're flip-flops that absorb impact.
Okay, yeah. So like boomer moccasin vibes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't see that coming, but I'm okay with it.
Well, no, they're like flip flops. They're flip flops.
Oh yeah, no, those are yeah. I had an art professor that wore only those and Crocs.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was so fucking crazy. I won't say his name because it's kind of an embarrassing story. But that fucking guy one time, and this guy's like fucking like he's like in his late 60s, older gentleman, distinguished, nice guy, hippie boho flip flop guy.
Nice.
We were at a drawing session at a studio. Whole group of people, mostly old ladies, some art students, whatever. Drawing session, as in figure model shows up. Everyone draws the nude model, very standard stuff. But the model canceled last minute and couldn't make it. So my art professor is just like, oh, no problem, I'll do it. And this like older man, totally, no shade at all, just gets fucking buck naked on the spot. He just gets up on the stand and he's like, all right, let's go, everybody. And everybody just suffered through the awkwardness of it and just fucking drew our naked colleague and professor.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. It was honestly made me respect him because one thing also about him, some lore, is that he supported himself as an art model for art at art schools and shit.
Yeah.
He did that for like 20 years straight. So, and he only stopped once he became like a established professor.
That's wild, though. I feel like that could have been a lawsuit.
I mean, it wasn't in school. It was in his studio, off-site.
That makes more sense.
So it was like not on the campus, on the facility.
Yeah.
It was just like a private affair. But it was like insane. Like I thought he was going to be like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just, see you guys next time. But he's just like, no problem.
I did a figure drawing class with the Virago collective that I used to run out of my apartment, and we had nude models.
Yeah, it's a cool thing because it's like it's very liberating and exciting to model and to be drawn. If you're doing that, it's like it's also a great experiment in fitness. Like it's very difficult. It's very similar to imagine just doing yoga nude in front of 25 people.
Yeah.
Very, with varying lengths of each pose. And it's also, I feel like it's also like an initiation in your first year of art school, because like nobody ever says this in their first year in figure drawing class, but that first fucking moment in class where you're in a classroom, fluorescent lights, teacher, smart board, and then some fucking like old lady or random man just gets fucking completely ass naked on a stage in front of the whole class.
Yeah.
Like you're like in shock and you don't say it. You know what I mean? You're like trying to be like, no, this is totally chill and normal for me. Like you don't want to be the one that's shocked. But at the first time, you're like, this is insane. Because you're probably, only like 18 or 19, fresh out of high school. Never, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Yeah, it's a weird...
It's like a coming-of-age moment for the young art student, I think.
It is.
And the thing is, too, is like a lot of people, like, when you think of fine art, nude painting and nude sculptures, everybody automatically thinks of a painting of a beautiful naked woman or a Greek sculpture.
Yeah.
But the people they have in classes are regular, normal people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not talking about, fitness magazine male physiques. We're not talking about the Instagram Explore page. You know what I mean? We're talking about like your Aunt Carol. No offense to anybody. I'm not, that sounded so insulting. I feel like.
That's okay.
Like,
it's true though. I mean, the point,
just the truth.
The point is that you're supposed to know how to draw regular people and draw from like a 3D model versus a flattened image and deal with like maybe a subject that's moving or light sources changing or whatever. So it wouldn't be like, you're not supposed to be capturing an idealized body. You're supposed to be capturing realism.
Right. I also want to specify, you don't have an Aunt Carol. I feel like if someone might have thought that I was talking about a real person,
no,
because that would be really disrespectful.
I don't have
if
an Aunt Carol.
Yeah, I meant a hypothetical aunt.
You overshot it on that joke.
Yeah, I just feel like...
Feeling weird.
Yeah, I felt weird about how that one landed.
You're okay, we forgive you.
Because I didn't want to accidentally say the name of a person that we actually know. That would have been really weird to me. Anyway.
Well, you didn't do that. It's okay.
Right. Yeah, we're entering closing remarks of this episode.
Closing remarks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we wanted to do this one because we have shit written that we could have recorded about, but that's just a lot of work, and we also don't want to beat, we don't want to beat them to death with lessons and lectures, right?
Yeah.
We got to keep it real and have fun, right?
That's true.
Have some episodes where we keep it real and have fun. What do you think? I'm sorry. Did I insult you?
No.
Why are you glaring angrily at me? What did I do?
I don't know.
Am I ending the episode too early?
No, you're not doing anything wrong. I'm not mad at you. I'm just like, I feel stressed right now.
That's because we're just driving fucking aimlessly, recording a podcast in a car.
No,
that's not exactly relaxing.
Yeah, and I also feel like you're not talking to me.
Okay, for the last 10, 15 seconds, I was speaking to the hypothetical viewer. Didn't mean to.
It's okay.
You're
allowed to acknowledge them sometimes.
Okay.
But most of the time, they should be like a silent voyeur.
Right, of course. The silent voyeur.
I was just kidding. I was intentionally making that sound really creepy. For a
so
joke.
What? I'm sorry. I'm talking to you. It's just me and you here.
Okay.
My love.
I think the little mics makes it harder to forget that we're recording.
Yeah, and it makes hurts my fingers.
Yeah, they're tired.
Just holding it for so long.
Because you have to pinch it between two fingers. It's not like you can just hold it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had a real sized mic, I could lackadaisically move it around.
Right, and if we had real professional grade lapel mics, we could actually clip them to ourselves, and it would still be high quality sound. But these are low grade, so you actually have to hold them close to your mouth for them to pick up anything.
Yeah, I wish that we had those mics that you hang in front of your face, so we could put them in the car on the ceiling.
The Shure SM57 or whatever the fuck those are.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there's this.
Sure, that's what I mean.
It would be so nice to have real podcasting equipment. That would be sick.
If I get the promotion that I applied to, maybe.
Yeah, maybe if I get rich and famous or something, I'll buy them.
Thanks for the vote of confidence on that promotion.
That's not what I meant.
I know, I'm just kidding. I think I'm still hungry.
Oh, really?
I feel that I'm being a little bitchy right now, and I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I love you. Well, let's shelve this one.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm having fun.
Okay.
I'm just also being bitchy right now.
You're being bitchy and having fun.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Do you agree?
Of course not. I love you so much. You're so sweet and cute. What was I supposed to say? Yeah, you're being a fucking bitch. Sorry.
Immediately.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, it's Mary Lou's. I always think that I should drink Mary Lou's when we drive by.
Honestly, I fucking hate it, dude. It's like drinking a cup of fucking essential oil perfume mixed with a tiny amount of coffee.
Ew.
It's not. I honestly hate it. I had a Mary Lou's era where for 2 years straight, I only drank Mary Lou's and never went to Dunks. And I'm never going back there.
Yeah.
I'm just not fucking doing it. And in my hometown, every single time I go into that fucking Mary Lou's, I see people that I know from high school and shit, and it just sucks.
Yeah, that's rough.
I don't want to fucking see you people. I want to, it's so awkward. No, thank you. So, just going to continue to, be a loyal, brand loyal, eternal, Dunks customer, drinking and eating poison daily.
I fucking hate Dunks. I also,
I like my poison company.
I'm really committed to going to only, getting drinks from places. I will only go to a place with a drive-thru.
I know, yeah.
I don't want to get out of my car, park in a tiny parking lot where everybody's driving like shit. Park my car, get out of my car, walk in, stand in line, and wait around for a cup of a little drink. Like, I'm not going to do that.
You know what's funny is people who have done food delivery full time will relate to this, but I have somehow, through my like 3,000 deliveries, I have experienced what it is like to be a regular at like 300 different restaurants and fast casual places simultaneously.
Weird.
Never ever ordering from there, never giving any of those businesses my money, but I'm just at, like, I know so much about like Dave's Hot Chicken and like Qdoba and like Regina's Pizza.
That's strange.
Like, I know all the people that work at every fast casual place and like a fucking 50-mile radius around us right now.
That's so funny because that's such a like deep knowledge and like a snapshot of a certain like cultural moment, but it's completely useless intel.
Oh yeah, everybody, and all of them. It's like I have 500 coworkers, and all of them hate me, and I hate all of them.
Maybe you should be nice. Maybe you should be kind.
Yeah, I usually, if I have the bandwidth to be nice, then I'm nice. But if I don't have the bandwidth or emotional, like tank to be nice, then I'm just completely just checked out. Like, I'm not being mean, I'm just completely absent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not even having zero small talk, no anything, just surface level politeness, and that's it. Bye.
Yeah, when
No.
I was working the frontlines job that I had, like the frontlines retail job I had a couple years ago, I had this moment. I was actually thinking about this today because it's just like one of those moments where I accidentally called myself out and had it reflected back to me. But I was talking to a group of my coworkers, and I was joking around about like dissociating at work or whatever. And I was like, yeah, if you guys ever like see me, like if when you guys come up to me and you're like, hey, how are you doing, and it takes me a second to respond, like my eyes are glazed over and I'm just like, oh, good, and I don't look like I know what's going on, it's because I'm just constantly dissociating. Like I'm not aware of what's happening around me, and I'm not listening until I've like dialed back in. It takes a few seconds, and I expected everyone to go ha 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 ha, but instead the group of like 6 people I was talking to all at the same time went, oh, and I was like, do I really do that? Like, is that literally just a thing that I do? And they're like, no, yeah, you do that all the time.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that. I feel like I imagine that all of them are peppy and fun and excited even when it's morning time.
My coworkers?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I'm not talking about not being peppy, though. I'm just talking about being distracted. Like, I was just always thinking about other stuff. It was also a joke that I was telling just now.
So unfortunately, I just randomly and abruptly have completely run out of energy to continue.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. I'm done too.
All right. So, back to scheduled programming. I don't know what I'm saying. You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fuck up your joke at the end there.
It's okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
Don't you want to stop and go lay down and drink water?
Yeah.
Is that a weird version of relaxation?
Just drink water laying down.
Just chugging water. Oh, God. Well, that's that. That's an episode.
Cool.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you to all of our dedicated day one motherfuckers.
Fuck all of you.
Ride or die.
Fuck every single one of you.
I would take a bullet for literally any single person.
I would take a bullet in my own face right now. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Is there anything that should I cut out the Guy Fieri bit? Was that like weird? A Carol moment. Should I just leave everything?
No, you're fine.
We're good.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Do you want to make a public apology?
No.
Just to cover your bases?
No, of course not.
Okay.
No.
You know what would be funny is if you did cut it or censor it, so you just leave this ambiguous, like...
the Guy Fieri bit where it sounds like I just made, like, the most egregious, like, fucked up, unforgivable comments about Guy Fieri. I said things about Guy Fieri that would put me in prison. Just kidding. Obviously not. All right. That's all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for... Are you punching me? You're punching me. That hurts slightly.
I want to go to bed.
All right, that's all. Bye-bye, everybody.
Sorry.
Thank you for making a podcast with me.
Thank you for making a podcast with me.
What a nice time. All right, bye.